Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Luke with Premium Aquatics here. I hope you guys are doing fantastic and having a great winter thus far. I hope you guys are doing great. But without further ado, let's go jump right into it. And what are we going to be looking at today? I gave you a sneak peek, or I gave you a hint last video. But today, we're going to be looking at another TMC product, and that is their water pump. This is the Reef Compact. I'm looking forward to testing this bad boy out. Really a lot of great features on this. But I guess without further ado, let's roll that intro here. Let's get started, guys. Come on, let's go. All right, guys. As I said, TMC's Reef Compact. This is the 2500 model. They've got a slew of different models, so go check them out. We'll talk about this one here briefly, but let me go ahead and open this up so I can actually show you what the pump looks like. Nice little styrofoam insert. First thing we got here is a nice manual. There are 5 different models of the Reef Compact Pump, plus a few smaller ones, but we go in here and it shows your curves, instructions, how to get everything set up with the controller. So that's nice. We of course have our transformer, power supply. We have rubber feet to input into the bottom of the pump, obviously to keep away vibration and noises and all that jazz, so we'll add those on. We have our controller, which will allow us to bump this up in intensity, scale 1 through 10, as well as a feed button up here. Simple connections there. And then last but not least, we have our hose barb connections, which will allow us to do soft tubing if we'd like to. And then we have our pump. This guy is actually quite a bit smaller than what I thought he was going to be. I'm actually really impressed with how tiny this is. As you can see, it's going to sit like this. On the bottom here, we have our area to input those little feet so we don't have any vibration. But why don't I go ahead and throw those on just so you can see what it looks like. And here, the feet are on. You got to push with quite a bit of pressure to get those into the little grooves there. But now it just sits like this. We got our soft bottom to help with vibration. They actually come with some clips for your cord as well to guide that and give you a little bit of organization, which is nice. But this pump is super small. I love it. Obviously, you have a thread at the top here if you wanted to thread it into a unit, but you also have those hose barbs if you want to use soft plumbing. Nice thing about this is if you wanted to say use this pump for a water change pump, the water is sucking in from the bottom. So as I sit it down here, it's as close to the bottom of that container or sump, whatever you're using, as possible. So we're going to get as much of that water coming out of here. So in a water change, reservoir or something like that, you're not stuck with, 2 inches of water that literally never gets used. So that's pretty cool. They have that. You obviously have your guard on here to protect from it. We can just go ahead and clip those off if we want to. And that brings us to where the impeller housing is. And then this bad boy is going to pull apart like this. Takes a little wiggling and motion to get out. And that'll allow you to get to your impeller, which is your normal magnetic impeller like most. But it'll allow you to clean it up, make sure everything's good in here. Put it back together, just push it back on so it's nice and tight. Slide our grate on, and away we go. Easy. If you wanted to, you probably could have foam piece there if you wanted to make sure nothing else is going to get into this section from the ground. If you're worried about that, if you do have a place where you get a lot of detritus or sand particles or something like that, you can always lift it up if you wanted to. I do like that it does go so low to the bottom of your tank, so you are getting that suction right from the bottom. And might keep some of that detritus free floating so it does get filtered out instead of just settling at the bottom. So I like that. This pump is the 2500. This one does 2500 liters per hour, or around 660 gallons per hour, and a max of 40 watts. They have pumps all the way down to 350 in this particular series. Goes from 350 all the way up to a 10,000. The 350 can do about 92 gallons per hour. The 10,000 does somewhere around 2,600 if I can remember correctly. So a lot of different variants. I can only imagine how small the 350 also on this thing, with this 2500 being this small. I like those small footprint pumps. Makes it so it doesn't take up a lot of room and makes it really easy for getting in there, taking it out, and not having to undo 18 million things, getting it out around all cords and that sort of thing. So I appreciate small compact pumps like this, but still pack a pretty decent power. The head pressure on this guy is 16 feet. So still pretty impressive comparatively. I mean, most people are only going to push it 4 feet when you put it in your tank, but that's still impressive that we can go 16 feet with this. Now, obviously, keep in mind you're not going to get 660 gallons per hour out of that at 10 feet, but still nice that it has the capability. So this pump will be pretty easy to set up. Obviously, all we're going to do is we're going to take this cable, plug it into the controller, and with that controller, I'll grab it here. With this controller, like I mentioned, there's an intensity button, which we have 1 through 10 settings. So you're just going to press the button to, adjust the flow how you want it. And then they have an on-off for the feed, which is a 10-minute feeder. So always nice to be able to have those feed buttons, so you're not having to worry about unplugging or shutting the switch off or anything like that. Press that, and you get your 10-minute feed button. But a really simple setup. I really like these connections. They're going to be safe from water because they got an O-ring here. They're going to seal real tightly, and you're not going to have to worry about them coming undone accidentally. I got one power head that has just that little Molex connector, and every now and then, if we're not careful, it can get yanked out and without realizing, especially if you got kids running around and grabbing stuff in all sorts and getting to the cords. So that's really nice. I really appreciate that. So yeah, that's it, guys. Super simple, short and sweet, right to the point. Super compact pump. Go check them out, guys. I'll put a link in the description below. As I said, there's many different models to go look to, from very, very tiny for nano systems up to your larger, 120 plus gallon system, depending on what you're looking for. So go check them out. We appreciate you. We love you. We hope you're having a great winter. Merry Christmas. Have a great time. And as always, check out the website for sales and all sorts of deals going on right now. And we'll see you in a few short weeks, guys. Peace.